What's up, guys? I'm Matt, your host for Conservative Trades, the brand new day trading channel that I actually just launched today. And unfortunately, it's a red day. It would be just my luck for this to be a red day recap here. But guys, this is a perfect example of how the markets can be. This is how they can go. And unfortunately, today was just a very slow and choppy day. There wasn't a lot of momentum. And honestly, if I had not come out of the gates with this taking this heavy loss on ADVM, and of course this was actually due to a hotkey error on my part. Wouldn't you know? Again, it's the first day in. I'm here to demonstrate a pretty solid trading strategy that I've been testing for quite a while. I've been trading for a little over two and a half years now, and I'm here to prove to you guys this trading this workable conservative trading strategy, and unfortunately, you know, I make a hotkey error right out of the gates. I actually jump in with too big of a share size. I end up taking a heavy loss. I mean, you can see all the losses today were very, very small losses, but this one was the biggie. Okay, and which is why I ended up staying in the markets today, because I was obviously going to try to make that back. I really didn't want to start out the gates taking this kind of a loss, and you know, and I started to make it back, but then I jumped into a lot of other trades and just really got chopped out all day long. It was just a big chop fest. And as a matter of fact, for those of you guys that don't know what that means, some days the markets can just be very slow, and there's just not a lot of volume, there's not a lot of momentum, not a lot of liquidity, and really a lot of these stocks end up being more heavily controlled by the algorithmic trading bots and that sort of thing, and it can just be very, very difficult. We actually had a very choppy day last Friday, and I was unprofitable on that day too. Now I did break even, and so it was no big deal. But that's what I was kind of trying to do today. I was trying to break even, and then again, I actually I live streamed all of this morning, and so you can go back and you can kind of see how all this went down. You can see where I got in on ADVM and how I had accidentally made that hotkey error and bought too many share sizes. And I'll tell you, honestly I was a little bit nervous just because I've never day traded live streaming. I've never day traded in front of people before. So look, this may take me a couple days here to get my bearings on all of this, but just bear with me, because the trading strategy that I'm coming at you guys with really is a good, solid trading strategy. You'll see. I think that it's a strategy that needs to be shown. It's a strategy that I think a lot of people will really appreciate, because there's way too high of expectations in the field of day trading. I mean, there just is. And there's a lot of day trading gurus out there. There's a lot of guys, a lot of professional day traders that have these channels, and you go and you watch them and they're making thousands of dollars a day, or sometimes even tens of thousands of dollars a day. And there's almost this over glamorized lifestyle of a day trader, or at least I'll say over glamorized profit expectation when you watch them. And here's the thing. Look, I'm not knocking these guys. These guys are very, very good at what they do. I know there's a lot of people out there that they think that these professional day trading gurus are just, they think that they're fake, or that they're trading in simulated accounts, or they're not trading with real money. And I don't think that's the case at all. As a matter of fact, I think there are probably some day traders out there that might do that. But a lot of times you can tell just by looking at the broker. There's things that you can look at. There's things that you can tell when they have their programs up that will let you know if it's a demo account. Okay, and so look, a lot of these professional day traders out there really are legit day traders, and they really are making that kind of money. But the fact of the matter is these guys have kind of crossed over a place. They've crossed the threshold in their trading accounts where they're in a place where, number one, it's not going to be that bad if they lose a few $1,000s, okay? Or even if they lose $10,000, $20,000, it's not going to be crippling to them. So they've got a whole different mentality about this. They're approaching it with a whole different type of trader psychology. There's a whole different trader mindset that's involved with that when you're dealing with a bigger account size, and you don't have to worry about losses, okay? But also, number two, a lot of the trading strategies that they're using, they're more fitting for bigger account sizes. If you have a big account size, and for example, you could jump into a trade with, let's say, 4,000 shares at once. And then if the stock moves just maybe 10, 15 cents, you can go ahead and take that first 2,000 shares off. And, you've already made, a couple hundred, $200-$300 right out the gate. And then you just set your stop to break even, And so it's a little bit easier for them. Whereas if somebody like you or me would jump in, we might only want to jump in with 400 shares. And if that's the case, we're going to want to watch that that trade ride a little bit more than 10, 15 cents. You're going to want to try to get a good 30, 40, 50 cent move on that so that you can really justify the trade. Okay, and there's fees, there's broker fees and commissions involved here, and to just depending on what broker that you use. And so here's the thing: I wanted to start a channel where where it kind of demonstrates a trading strategy where you don't have to have some huge account. And you don't have to use all these technical indicators. You can see here I use very clean charts. I don't have all these Bollinger Bands or the relative strength index indicator. You don't see the moving average convergence divergence indicators. You don't see me whipping out Fibonacci retracement tools and drawing lines all over the place. Like you can see, these are very clean charts. First off, I'm very conservative with how many technical indicators I allow on my charts at one time. Secondly, I typically start with a very conservative share size and just playing off of very key levels of support and resistance, also watching volume, even using longer time frame charts. And so collectively with these things together, there's a way where you can read these stocks, you can read the price action, you can make some very highly probable trade ideas that will probably have an 80 to 90% probability of working out in your favor. Obviously, you never know what the market's going to do, so you always need a plan. You always need to have a point of entry and a point where you're going to get out. You need to have all of that. You need to know how to calculate this stuff, okay? And you need to be very disciplined with it. But there is a way to do this with a smaller account size and with just trading a very, very conservative trading strategy and actually make some pretty decent money doing it, okay? And most days, I'm not even in the markets more than, an hour, maybe 2 hours at best. And typically within an hour or two, you could have a fairly, like I said, a fairly modest account size. And you can make 3, 4, 5, maybe even 700, $800 on any given day using a very conservative trading strategy like the one that I'll be demonstrating to you. So anyway, guys, forgive me for the first day in. Forgive me for this. Give me another shot if you would, and just come back tomorrow. Lord willing, I'm going to be able to prove this strategy to you guys, and I might not even try to make this all back in one day. I might, but I may just come in tomorrow and, work up a few $100 and just and then come back in Wednesday and just kind of gradually get myself back to black here. And then we'll continue to move forward and hopefully be able to prove this strategy. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.